1, 2.
We only have one life to live. Yeah, 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 yeah. We only have one life to live. We only have one life to live. And we gotta live it. Don't even strive on negative vibes. Cause you won't make it. No matter what they say. You should always try to live a positive life anyway. We only have one life to live, and we got to live it. Don't even strive on negative vibes, cause you won't make it, no matter what they say. We should always try to live a positive life anyway. We all know time is running out every day. The people they know that life is not a game that we play. If you're not sure about this dance, I want the whole world to confess that we all should try to live our life the best way that we can. So I know we only have one life to live, and we gotta live it. Don't even strive on negative vibes, cause you won't make it, no matter what they say. You should always try to live a positive life anyway. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. We only have one life to live, and we gotta live it. Don't even strive on negative vibes, cause you won't make it, no matter what they say. You should always try to live a positive life anyway. We all know time is running out every day. The people they know that life is not a game that we play. If you're not sure about this test, I want the whole world to confess that we all should try to live our life the best way that we can. So I know we only have one life to live, and we have to live it. Don't even strive on negative vibes, cause you won't make it, no matter what they say. You should always try to live a positive life. Try to live a positive life. Try to live a positive life anyway. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. We only have one life to live, and we gotta live it. Don't even strive on negative vibes, cause you won't make it, no matter what they say.
Oh, yes, oh, yes, oh, yes, oh, yes. We should always strive to live a positive life anyway. How you doing, family? Welcome, 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 welcome. And honors to all of you out there, my brothers and sisters, and the little children too, my family. Oh, all you. I hope you're feeling well because I'm feeling real good today. I am feeling awesome today. And yes, I go through my ups and downs, but I try to always, no, I thrive to stay always positive, focus, and to offset a lot of the negative stuff that's coming down. Oh, yeah, we going to go in today. So at 10 o'clock, we got our brother, the blue pill, popping up. I wanted to start it up right now, a little earlier now. So when he comes in, we'll be ready for him. So 28 people are in the place right now. 28 of y'all are in here. So we need to boost up the number. So share the video, please. because Blue Pill and I are going to touch numbers from a whole nother perspective. Now, he does gematria, and that's good. That's one of those ancient Kabbalion information. I do Chaldean, I do gematria sometimes, but my strength is not gematria. My strength is more Chaldean, Pythagorean, cosmic numerology, some Chinese numerology. Although I don't speak the language, but number is a universal language. Let me repeat that again. Numbers are a universal language. Uno, dos, tres, cuatro, cinco, seis, siete, ocho, nueve, diez. You know what I'm saying? It's a universal language. And like we always say, numbers don't lie. People lie to themselves. But numbers can be manipulated by people that are controlling certain systems and computer systems and certain algorithms if they control it. Just like census. Everybody don't know exactly how many people is on earth. They could only estimate. You know what I'm saying? Because a child is born every minute. So after the census go by, there's more children being born. So it is what it is. So let's get that straight. But I'm going to touch on a few books, of course. Make sure you do get my book. Numbers are simple, people are complicated. These are for those. Remember, this book is all about numerology uses numbers as the key to human behavior. It's an easy to learn method that exercises the mind intuitive faculties. So this is a very good introductory book to have in your arsenal. And then in the back of my book, I always have recommended reading if you want to take it to the next level. Boom. Of course, bang. That's right. That's my promotional book. If you want to learn to promote and stay motivated and be promoted and promote your business from a small level to a big level, I even show you how to get sponsorships in the back from old school to new school. You just have to be true to the school and go through the school and make it happen because it is work. It is work. I've been a promoter for 25 years. It is work. Believe that. All right. But you got to do what you love to do. Whatever you are promoting, whatever business you're into, it's about doing what you love to do. Remember, share this video, share this on your social media right now, on your Facebook, on your Instagram. Let them know King Simon's going to drop the numbers about the 4 because we're in the 2020 and we just hit April 1st. April Fool's. They try to make us look like fools, but we're not fools, family. We are not fools. So remember, even the fools and the court jesters was very smart during those times. And if you didn't make the king laugh, if you wasn't brilliant enough, if you didn't have that articulate way as a court jester or the fool card, which is usually ruled by the 0, boom, you either get taken out or you get promoted. That's how that was going. So, hey, we're going to come out of some books. I'm definitely going to promote some books this time because I want to show you. I can show you better than I can tell you. So this is one of the books we more than likely will come out. This one is called Your Days Are Numbered. A manual of numerology for everybody. And this one is written by Florence Campbell. You see, mine is in plastic. It's old as ever. But it's written in 1931. Very good book. Florence Campbell was a very good numerologist back in the day. Let's go to also, we're going to, of course, promote. We're going to go into this book, Numbers and You by Lloyd Strayhorn. Remember, family, if you want to learn numerology from the basic perspective, Lloyd Strayhorn has a great class on Udemy. Learn from Lloyd. I'm going to put it in the chat right now, and y'all can share that. From Learn from Lloyd. That's right. Learn from Lloyd. And it's only the price is discount. It's only $12.99. Book, check that out. He usually charged for a 10 course class like that. He usually charged $149, but because of course he's pre-recorded and everything else, it's only $12.99 on Udemy. So I'm going to put it on right now. Learn from Lloyd at Udemy. .com. So make sure when you go to udemy.com, just Google that, Learn from Lloyd, and you'll get that. All right. Lloyd Strayhorn. Make sure y'all know his name, Lloyd Strayhorn. That's Stray and Horn, Stray and Horn, Horn. Yes, he is related to the late great Billy Horn, the jazz player. Big time. All right. That was his uncle. So also, so if you want to learn the basics of numerology, the basic system of numerology, the phatic system, Lloyd is going to drop that for you in a 10 course class on Udemy. So I won't be putting up a class like that on Udemy. So I'm going to send everybody to Lloyd. Mine is going to be advanced. I'm numerovation all the way for the Black nation. Numerovation for any nation, to tell you the truth. But that's what I'm about. Numerovation. I got to check my collar here. I got to make sure my collar is right. All right. So make sure you go to udemy.com, learn from Lord. And that's one of the books we're going to be coming out of. This one today, we're going to be coming out of this interesting book called Synchronicity Numbers by Anne Marie Uber, like the car, of course, like you what y'all be driving in sometime. Anne Marie Uber, Synchronicity Numbers, very good book. Also, we're going to touch in some of the ancient systems of Chaldea. Chaldea. Some people say Chaldean, some say it's Chaldean. This one is written by Leah Brooke Thompson. Leah Brooke Thompson, Chaldean numerology. Some of the Chaldean books sometimes are hard to find. Sometimes they are hard to find, but this one is easier to find. This one is called Chaldean Numerology for Beginners, but it's a thick book. Very good. It's about an inch thick, but it's very good. Very good information going to come out of that. And we're going to touch an ancient numerologist, an old numerologist named Cairo. Some people call him Cairo. Some people call him Chiros. Some people call him Cheerios. But his name is Cairo. Let's respect the man's name. This is the guy. This guy. People even in India revere this guy. So, but I do want to go back to some of the darker hue people. Some of the darker hue people. Let's go to India. This one is Numerology with Tantra, Veda, and Astrology by Harish Jahari. Very good book to have in your arsenal. Of course, just promoting it. And I got hundreds of them. So I can't promote all of them, but I got hundreds of them. So make sure you share this video. Let them know we're going to speak about what's taking place and what's happening as far as mathematically, numerovationally, gematria, because my boy Blue Pill is going to be up here in the next 10 minutes to talk about that. And we're going to get in and I'm going to ask him some pointed questions from his perspective of his studies, because remember, numerology is all about the interpretation, especially from your perspective, but they all have a same string or thread that works together, maybe on a higher level, advanced level, maybe on a more esoteric level, metaphysic level, but numerology basically means the study of numbers. The study of numbers, that's all it means. Anything with an ology at it, like zoology, biology, that means the study of. So numerology is just what it is. So don't get all cray-cray. You know what I'm saying? Don't get all cray-cray with it. So I'm going to keep it simple, but I'm going to keep it motivated. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to keep it simple, but I'm going to keep it motivated. And that's very important. So, of course, we're in the spring season. And this is, let me turn this off. Dismiss that alarm. You getting a commercial advertisement, huh? But let me tell you something. We're in the spring season. We're in the first sign of the zodiac, quote unquote, Aries, of course. So we're paying attention because we know Aries on the other side is a warring energy. So a lot of things are happening around the world that might be weird and unusual to people, that might be a little sensitive to the world right now because we're in the 2020 dynamic. And I'm not surprised because everything is heating up right around Aries. Usually that's when a lot of these countries go into war and all that around the Aries symbol. It's so interesting. You ever watch that movie Wonder Woman? Why she was after Aries and Aries was the one that she wanted to deal with. And it's time to pay attention to those type of things and those type of energies. And numerology, astrology, and all the great modalities are here to give you guidance and understand what you're going into, my family. I'm trying to tell you. So let's deal with 2020. Now, I've been talking about this since last year and all that, because even from September of last year, and how a lot of people would say, yes, that's the visionary number. Yes, it is the number of vision. It's the number of awareness. It's the number of the awakening. Yes, it is. And usually in the science of the eyes or eye vision or iridology, 2020 is what everybody strives to maintain in this realm. Yes. Although the higher number that I said on, I spoke about this before, but I've also mentioned it on Natasha Dezzoni's platform, Holistic Living Project. Make sure y'all go and subscribe to her YouTube, Natasha Dezzoni. She's a mental health therapist, and I think that's going to be very important for many of you out there that might be suffering from any type of depression because of what's going on. She does a free 20-minute consultation with anybody. Her name is Natasha Dezzoni, Dzoni, Zonie, and her YouTube is and she's doing some wonderful work on her YouTube. She just started it basically. It's about I want to build up her thing. It's called her YouTube is called Holistic H. It's spelled with a W. Holistic, TIK, holistic living project. So and she deals with children also. I want to make sure y'all understand she deals with children. This is her YouTube page. Also, her links on the bottom of the YouTube page. It's called Holistic Living Project. So those that are dealing with mental issues at this time, children that might be going through mental issues, you get a free 20-minute session with her. And then after that, if you want to continue, then she goes into a charge because she does have to take care of herself. She does it. But her name is Natasha Dazoni, and beautiful sister from out of Jamaica, very sensitive sister, very loving sister. She's also a sacred woman under Queen Afua. She's also a graduate sacred woman under Queen Afua, and she is also a graduate out of Landmark. She's a graduate from Toastmasters. So she has developed herself over the years. She also was a class participant when I was doing online classes, which I will do online classes again. But my online classes are always, I like it to be virtual, but I like to do it live because I get my chalkboard out, I get my whiteboard, my chalkboard, and I start teaching. So people, and I only allow 10 to 15 people in my class. I'm not, they look, I can make a lot of money off of it, but I want to be able to intimately deal with my students or my participants. I don't like to say students because I'm participating just like you're participating. I'm giving and taking just like you. I'm learning from you. Every question you ask me, it helps me to learn more. If I don't know, I say I don't know, or I'll say according to this studies and according to that studies because I've studied a lot. So very important that we learn to recognize the patterns of numbers around you. And when I do teach class again, I have a system called the BATH system, BATH. Yes, I'm bathing your mind with information about numbers because BATH is an acronym that stands for looking beyond the numbers, looking around the numbers, the trajectory of the numbers, and learning to hear the numbers from within when you hear the sound of the numbers, what it is telling you. Very important. That's my method of teaching. Nobody else have that method. That's why I created my own system called numerovation. And remember, numerovation is using the numbers connected directly to you and your birthday and your name and give you activative guidance. Some people don't know how to activate it. Some people are afraid to activate it because of the traumas and dramas and bullcrap that they went through in their life. That's why I tell you, do not destroy the greatness of a child inside of you, and don't destroy a child. If you're out there abusing children, I'm talking to you abusers. If you're out there abusing children or disrespecting children in any way and putting them down in any way, don't do it because that's when you destroy the child energy and the child inspiration and the child's enthusiasm to be their greatest. Somebody, they almost destroyed mine when I was young. I've said it numerous times. I almost took my own life because of what was happening in my family, because I was the darkest one. And then when I go to school, I'm the darkest one. And when I go to on the street, I'm the darkest one. You got to be careful of how you treat your children. We always used to say sticks and stones will break our bones, but names will never hurt us. That's a lie. That is a lie. I want to, matter of fact, I need to Google the person who actually invented that because that's a lie. Sticks and stones will break our bones and names will never hurt us. But if you call a child bad and wicked and negative names from when they're young, of course it's going to affect them. As a matter of fact, your words can cut deeper than just somebody throwing a brick and breaking your leg. I'm telling you, because I had my ankle broken. Somebody, because I was dating his well, I was infatuated with his sister. He was jealous of that, so I knew probably there was something going on. As I grew up and understand, I said, if he's jealous of me dating his sister, I wonder what's happening in that household. As I was growing up, because then I read her numbers and I was like, oh, okay, that's why she turned out to be other she's in a lesbian lifestyle, so maybe she went through some stuff in that. But if he broke my ankle, threw a brick at me at a certain age, I'm a young man younger than him, something happened, something was in his mind, something he went through, and then he ended up to be an alcoholic and all that kind of stuff. And so something was going on in that family. So please, 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 I'm writing a book right now. I'm working on it. I got it. I'm doing pen to paper. I'm not on the computer. I don't do the computer stuff until after I'm finished, like Dr. Africa did. May he rest in eternal power. And he's working through me. He's working through all his students. He's working. But I'm writing a book called Numerovation for Mental Stability. I'm not saying mental instability, I'm saying mental stability, because in order for you to maintain your mental stability, you have to be like walking on a wire, especially in America, especially what we're going through in different times. But like I said, in a feed that we had, I have a private feed of disaster preparedness experts and people that are in part of the disaster preparedness. One of the brothers in there, who's a good friend of mine, who I'm going to have on. Matter of fact, my brother Aton Edwards, very good book to have. Preparedness Now, get it in your arsenal, because at least he gives you the basics of how to prepare yourself for things that may come and things that has come and that things that are going to continue to come in different volumes and different time pass. So it's good to keep it in your library. But he was saying something about, he's bouncing, this is that, and it was sounding kind of it was sounding kind of it was sounding kind of defeatist. To me, the text and all that stuff was sounding like he's given up and he's about to leave and that's it. But I understand he's born under the number seven, and seven, sometimes people born under number 7, 16, and 25 sometimes think so deeply, and they can go down the worrisome lane and the annoyance lane. And I know, because he's been teaching for over 35 years, he's annoyed with our people and how they're not proactive, they're only reactive. And I understand, look, sometimes there needs to be a purge. There needs to be a purge. I understand, and there's going to be a purge, not only in our community, but in other communities, Asian, a white, Indian. All of them are going to get a purge, and the strong will survive. The strong will survive. That's just how it is. There's always going to be casualties, especially when the earth needs to purify itself after all the madness has been going. When you go outside now, when you go outside now, due to this quarantine, the earth smells better. The earth smells better, you know, and it is so interesting. It's so interesting. So he was saying certain things, and I kept on saying, look, brother, our ancestors have been here a long time, and they've been through all that. They've been through all of this already. They've been through it for thousands and thousands of years. So I'm optimistic, and I'm staying optimistic. I'm not going to let anybody. And he has a son, and he has family, and I got to look at that. I have to look at all my children, my grandchildren. There's an old ancient proverb that says, and I put it on my Instagram. I want to read it to y'all. It's an ancient Kemetic proverb that says this. I want to put this. Hold on, let me go to my Instagram, because I put it on my Instagram a couple days ago. But it's an ancient proverb that says, where's it at? Here it is. Where is it at? It is over here somewhere. Where it's an ancient proverbs that I put up on my Instagram about children. Very important about children. Let me see. Is that it? No, that's not it. Where did I put it at? It's an ancient proverbs about children that I put up there, and I forgot where I put it. Is it in my Instagram? Let me see. Hold on. It's probably on my Facebook. Let me look on my Facebook. But it says something like this. It says, children comes with a message to let you know that the creator has not given up on man. So the more, if we're still having children, if children are still being born, there are still hope in this world, because we're here and in this realm and right now at this dispensation of time for a reason. We are here. That means someone out of us, somebody out of us will have the solution for these problems. To me, someone out of us will have the solution for these problems. That's why we're being born. Marcus Garvey was the solution of that problem at that time. Harriet Tubman, when she was born, was the solution for that period of time. You know what I'm saying? Nzinga was the solution for that period of time. You know what I'm saying? Kafru was the solution for that period of time. Taharka was the solution for that period of time. Those were solutions for that period of time. And if you study history, the creative force and the universe, whatever you call it, always sends a solution, no matter how many of them they send. They send a solution for the period in time that we're in. So we can't give up. We can't give up hope. And once people start giving up on hope, that's when things become a problem. I have 9 children, 7 grandchildren. I'm not giving up on hope, because even the word hope in numerology, HOPE, if you study the ancient text of numerology, let me add up the word hope. Let me add up the word hope for you right now. Hold on 1 second. I'm sorry. 8, 5, that's 10, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. 25 equals 7. That's a spiritual number. That's a number of research, internal research, and internal understanding of spiritual development and growth and analysts. So if it adds up to a 25 in the Chaldean stuff, the 2 represents compassion, love, balance. The 5 represents versatility, adaptability, and it represents expansion. So the word hope represents compassion, expansion, and then it represents the number of God, 7, or the number of spiritual heightening and spiritual growth. That's the word hope in the study of numerology. So I can't give up on that. I cannot give up on that. See, in numerology and the study of, and because I do numerovation, I'm going to find the motivation in the numbers. Yes, there's duality. Yes, there's a dark side and a light side, but we got to learn to accept the light side and use it to our benefit. Got to like a certain accept. I mean, we got to learn to accept the dark side and understand that sometimes the challenge of the dark side shows up because there's certain things that has to be cleansed. There's certain things that has to be realized. There's certain things that people have to be awakened to. That's why we always talk about Pandora's box. Pandora's box, yes, deal with pandemics being released, but remember the story of Pandora is represents when she was given a box. How are you going to give a woman a box and tell her not to open it? How are you going to give a woman a gift and tell her not to open the Pandora's box? That's why it's called Pandora's box. And then when she opens it, she releases all this stuff in the world. But it was a beautiful gift first. And then when they opened it, it was all these woes and all the stuff that the world needed to experience, because it had to be the challenge. And what I tell people when they do a numerovation session with me, I say challenge numbers or challenge vibration shows up because either it's going to challenge you to be your greatest or challenge you to be your worst. So when Pandora's box is open with all those pandemics and whatever viruses or whatever's coming, it's challenging each one of us to be our best or be our worst. It depends in our mind how we hold on to it. And that's where hope comes in, because hope adds up to a number 7, and it's on its highest vibration. It represents the higher frequency of spiritual understanding, spiritual growth, spiritual analytics. Oh, I ain't playing with this, family. I'm a serious person when it comes to what I do in my sessions, whether you accept the information I give you or not. We're in 2020. And when I look at 2020, I see a master number because it's 2020. It's like 2, 2. You know what I'm saying? Master number. And because on its highest energy, 20 by itself represents the awakening, the clear stands of judgment. But let me read to you what it says in the tarot numerology, what it says in the Chaldean numerology of the number 20. And I've read this before on my page before. That's why I tell people subscribe to my page, because I ain't gonna give you no negative stuff. I ain't gonna give you the this and that and all that stuff that's gonna get you depressed and scared. I'm not gonna do that. I'll send you to the pages, but because I want you to get the duality, but know that there is hope. But what it says about the 2020, it says the number 20 is a call, is called the awakening, also the judgment. It symbolizes a figure of a winged angel sounding a trumpet, while from below, man, woman, and child are rising from a tomb with their hands clasped in prayer. So what does that part represents to me? What does that represent to all of us? that it is awakening, it is a judgment, that the spiritual energy of an angelic being that's within all of us is sounding the trumpet of spiritual development and growth and awakening to your deeper judgment and your deeper understanding of yourself. But that's why the man and woman and child is clasping and coming out of a tomb. Y'all are supposed to come out of it because it's a challenge that's supposed to be presented to us in the 2020 energy. There's no doom and gloom. I ain't no preacher of doom and gloom. I don't do that. I'm not a preacher at all. Although I am a metaphysics minister under the Church of Universal Life Church and under the spiritual humanism. But remember, there's a duality to all of this. There's duality to all of this. Just remember, there is dark and there's light, and there's nothing wrong with the dark if you understand its darkness. Because all of us came out of the darkness of the womb. Yes, everybody came out of the yoni. Okay, some of y'all came out through C-section. Yeah, y'all tried it, but you were supposed to come through the yoni. You had little complications. Okay, but predominantly all of us came out of the dark womb of mother. There was nothing bad about that womb. It was comforting. It was dark. It was sheltering. It was comfortable. You was there floating around. You probably seen your hand pass and you didn't even know what it was. You heard sounds and you didn't even understand what it was. So I'm telling you, family, understand, this is a powerful time that we're in. And I'm enjoying every minute of it. Whether I live or die, I know it's the same energy. And I know more than likely, if I didn't finish my work here, I'm going to come back again and do it. I might come back. Remember, energy is constant, it only changes form. So if I come back as a woman, I might come back as Empress Simone and come tear down this place with another energy. Whatever. If I come down as a woman, I'm cool. Because I come back, maybe I'll come to be that spookess by the door because I know I'll have the same energy that I have. I know I have that same constant energy until I learn to recall. Matter of fact, this was a good movie. Y'all know this movie. Y'all make sure y'all go check this movie out when you get a chance. Total Recall. The old one and the new one, Total Recall. We got to learn to recall who we were, who we are. So I'm writing books. I got 3 books and I got 7 books to write. So what if I do come back in this realm again after I transition through one of my grandchildren, my great grandchildren, whatever? I'm going to come back and see my books. I'm going to come back and see, I'm going to come back and see this one, King Simon. Numbers are simple, people are complicated, because universal science will never get old. Universal science and principles and modalities will never get old in any society. That's why numerology has been here over 5 to 10,000 years old. So I'm going to come back. I'm coming back for it. You know what I'm saying? And that's what we got to recognize. So it's 10:10. I know Brother Blue Pill's supposed to be coming in. He said he had to do something else, so he'll be coming in between 10 o'clock and probably 10:30. So I already sent him the link. I hope you're enjoying what I am doing. Let me put up here our Cash App so y'all can support if you want. If you enjoyed the message already, Blue Pill ain't coming up yet, but on the bottom you see my Cash App and my numbers. If you want to text me for a Numerovation session, please text me your full name and date of birth. I am very serious about what I do from all over my being. I study. I could show you the books if I wanted to, but at the end of the day, it comes after you do all the study, like Noble Drew Ali said, born January 8th, he used to say, study, but after you study yourself. So after I've done all the studies and all the hundreds of books that I've read and parts and bits and pieces that I've read, I incorporate and look within myself and then share it with you and apply it. I've applied the science of numbers. Whether I apply it on a high level or a low level, I apply it. Polite wrote a book on solar numerology. He applies his numbers. Lloyd Strayhorn wrote his book on numerology and wrote a few other books. He applies his science of numbers. Numbers in astrology is not here to control you. So I don't care what religion you are under, whether you're Muslim, Christian, Jew, Moorish, whatever you think you are, whatever you feel you are, it still all comes out. Even if you're a Satanist, it comes out of us. It comes out of the original people. You just have to understand the mathematics of it. And going on with this number 20, because when I see the 2020, and I'm going to read from this book, very good book, Shiro, but you could also find this online. You can find the compound numbers of tarot and Chaldean tarot online if you want to study it yourself. But they give such a vague, quick meaning. Your intuitiveness, if you study numbers enough and study these modalities enough, your intuitive faculties start to kick in and start to interpret it the way you interpret it. Is it various interpretations from different people? Of course it is. Of course it is. Just like when myself and Aquarius Maxim was texting each other on the DM. She dropped something about something that I put on Instagram, and it supported exactly what she said. And because these modalities support each other. I remember being at a lecture with Queen Neat. Queen Neat and I was at this Queen Empress Neat doctor now was at this lecture at Cool Breeze restaurant, and we was doing readings at the end. So the brother went to her first, and we're across the room from each other. We don't even know what's going on. Boom. He finished with her, comes to me. So first thing I'm looking at when I'm doing his health and going into his health, I see numbers that's related to his heart and what he had to do, and boom, boom, boom. And then he looked at me and looked at her. He said, "Wait a minute, was y'all talking to each other?" I said, "Nah." I said, "I'm looking at the numbers she's looking at from what she does, how she does her spiritual readings." You know what I'm saying? Because she learned on the Queen, a Fool, and different other places, but she got certificates galore. She had like 40 certificates. She learned these modalities and got doctorate degrees. She has 4 doctorate degrees. So, but he came to me and I said basically the same thing in a mathematical perspective. That's it. Because I see it. They're tangible. They work together. You can see it. Those who are in the more science, people know they study the clock of destiny. We know that Noble Drew Ali and C. Freeman L. and all these great people that taught and was into the studying astrology and numerology, they understand that it is a map, a roadmap, and a guidance for each and every one of us out there, even for the baby that comes out of your womb, mama, papa. That's why Dr. Africa used to say it's a holistic experience. Family is a whole. Having a child is not just the woman. The man is pregnant also, not just the woman. As a matter of fact, Dr. Africa said that a man is pregnant all the time with sperm and children to help produce and help connect to make children. He's always born with it. Where women might lose their and then have menopause, men always keep their sperm. Sperm is still there for a long time. Check out Dr. Sabi. He up to 80 something years of age, he was still having babies. Come on now, his last baby, I think he was 80. Oh, we can do this. We can keep on doing. And according to your scriptures, it says Sarah, Abraham's wife, was 95 when she had her first child. Go figure. Y'all can keep it going if you want, ladies. If you want to have a child up to 95, it's up to you. Like, that mercy, God, we haven't kicked this one off. Lord, I'm too old for this. But her and Abraham was too old for it. But it needed to happen. It had to happen, and they still lived a very good, healthy life according to the scriptural theology. It is what it is. So, getting back into 2020 and the month that we're in now, because we're in the energy of the Aries energy, which is one side of it is the warring energy, and then the other side is the passionate energy. You're like my strength is not astrology, but I do tap in and out, but I do tell people to get astrology readings because astrology gives you that intricate breakdown of all the houses in your life, the midhavens, the rising, the moon, the Jupiter, everything, where your houses are placed at different places, where the planets were when you came through the longitude and the latitude where you came through your mother's womb. Beautiful. You got to know the time, you got to know the date. So numerology is in there somewhere. So you know so it's important to understand that now that we're going into the 4th month and we're in 2020, 20 plus 20 is 40, and 40 plus 4, because April is the 4th month, is 44. So we're in a 44 cycle right now in this month, universal month of 2020 plus the month. We're just dealing with the universal month number, and it's 44. Some may say 8 because the lower octave is the 8. So let me put it up there. If 20 plus 20 plus 4 equals 44, and the lower octave is 8. I'll put it up there right now so y'all can see it in plain sight. 20 plus 20 plus 4 is 44. That's why I wanted to bring the 44 decoder up here with us, because Brother Brother Blue Pill has a different perspective. He has not really a different perspective in the say, but he studies gematria, which also gives a different perspective, but another higher level perspective in an esoteric realm, but also because he was raised with a grandfather that taught that. So that traveled with him all his life. And I totally understand, because we all know that my man, yeah, it's a master number. And it is a master number. 44 is a master number of material and spirituality, that you have to understand it and be structured and disciplined and organized when the 44 comes up. So everybody in this month, because 4 is a mental number, you have to protect your mind as much as possible, because there's a whole lot of stuff going on. And look what they've been saying on the news. And I don't want y'all to watch the news too much. I only watch the news probably for 7 minutes, probably 10 minutes, no more than that, just to keep informed. That's all. After that, I'm going into my motivation, doing my thing, keep my mind right, keep my mind. And I'm inundated with nothing but motivation. That's it. So, what's so interesting, all of the president is saying this could last from April 19th to April 20th. Phil Valentine was talking about that, because April 20th is Hitler's birthday. So there's a lot of stuff that goes on. But they're saying it might last all through the whole month of April, because something else is happening. And like I said earlier, when you see those 22s in the midst of numbers, 2020, and you start seeing those 44s, and you start seeing those 3 3s, you start seeing the other side start looking at the other side. If it's not at the highest side of it, it's going towards the low. So 44, let me read something to you, which was very key when I read it out of this number book called Synchronicity. Very powerful number. Very powerful number in this book, Synchronicity. This is written by Anne Marie Uber. Very good book called Synchronicity Numbers. She said 44, acceptance. This is a serious number of the doubling of the 4 and the 8 energy, because 8 is the lower octave of the number 4. These are both karmic numbers, meaning experiences that one must go through on their path. This is not the time to take any risk, gamble, or try your luck. Do not jump into anything or blindly trust. It is a serious warning to be prepared. Everybody is getting prepared in this month. To be prepared. Your best course of action is to sit tight and let spirit give you guidance on what is next, what is the next move, if any. Forgiveness is also a way to help heal karmic situations. Realize that whatever is going to happen may come out of the blue, or be shocking or surprising. Try to remain calm. Turn to meditation for guidance. Spirit is always with you. And the mantra that this person gives in the book, it says, this is the mantra that y'all could all write down for yourself. This is a mantra that they give at the end of each of these synchronicity numbers. It says, I accept that which is necessary on my path home to God. All is working out in my favor. I am always blessed, no matter what the seeming circumstances. Let me read that again, because these are some trying times during the quarantine and all that stuff is going on. So the affirmation is this. I'm going to say it, read it again. I accept that which is necessary on my path home to God. All is working out in my favor. I am always blessed, no matter what the seeming circumstances. So no matter what the seeming circumstances is or are, pay attention. And because we're in a 4-year cycle and we're in a number 4-year, a 4-month, please get into this technology. Understand technology. If you lack it, if you need extra funds, because it adds up to an 8, and 8 is the money number, but it's also known as the karmic number, where you could either lose money or gain money, but maintain a spiritual and understanding on the other side, but also keep a material foundation for yourself. Very important that you understand that, especially during what they're trying to put out there. Because remember, the number 22, which is in 2020, represents on the other side the delusions and the illusions that will be cast through technology, because 4 rules the technological world. Pay attention, pay attention, pay attention. And a lot of people are not paying attention. I'm glad. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Asma. Asma is another great numerologist who study under the Lord and have studied under me. I'm going to bring her up on IG one day, and I'm going to let her go in and have fun with y'all on my personal IG, since I got a lot of people on there, and I want y'all to go in and have fun. I'm going to let her do her thing, and then I'm going to do the other side, male, female thing. So big up to Asma. She has a good YouTube channel. If you want to click onto her YouTube channel, I know she's going to be developing it and doing what she got to do. But understand, this is a good book to have. But always, when you see synchronicity numbers or angel numbers or double numbers, look at the duality, because a lot of these books just give you the positive, and which is cool. But understand, if you're not doing the positive, you're doing the negative, or you're complacent in between. Or what I say in my system of numerovation, there is a constructive, there is an obstructive, and then there's a destructive. If you're not constructive, then you're obstructing yourself, obstructing your growth. And then if you're obstructing your growth, you're leading yourself to a destructive situation and a destructive conclusion. We got to stay focused, family. Got to stay focused. You know what I'm saying? So let me see what Blue Pill is saying. And see, I think he texted me just now. Coming, he said coming in now. That's what my brother said. All right, bro. I'm here. I am here. Whenever you're ready. I am here. Let me see. Is he coming in? Do I see him? Okay, I think he's coming in soon. He said, I tell him I'm here. So please, constructive, obstructive, destructive. If you're not staying on your constructive level of these mathematical frequencies and vibrations around you, then you're becoming obstructive to your own well-being, your own growth, and then that leads to destruction. That's my system. That's what I write in my new book that's coming out. I've decided to use that because we got to learn to understand that there's levels to this stuff. There's levels to this stuff. And you could take it as high as you want. Remember, these are just guidelines. These are just things to give you guidance, family. It's just here to give you guidance. It's here to take you to that next level, get you to that pinnacle. That's why I wrote in my book, quoting Paracelsus, the great philosopher of the past. I think he was from Germany, but he said, I wrote at the back of my book, numbers are simple, people are complicated. I quoted him. He said, men and women are superior to the stars if he or she lives in the power of superior wisdom. Such a person, being master over heaven and earth by means of his or her will, is magus or magi. And magic is not sorcery, but supreme wisdom. Understand this mathematical magic, not card games and making things disappear. It's from the magi. And magi's were the alchemists that was able to turn nothing into something, or turn a nothing situation into something of grandeur. So I turned what I learned into something called numerovation that helps to motivate and activate the numbers connected to your birthday. Whether you accept it or not, it's like a GPS. You know your way home, but the GPS, excuse me, the GPS triangulates what's going on in your area and tell you which is a shorter way to get home or where there's a longer way to go home. But it's totally up to you which way you take. It's totally up to you which way you take. If your regular way home is usually usually faster for you, but there's some obstruction going on because maybe police have locked down the place and all, that's what the GPS is all about, and that's what I do in my numerovation session. Mm-hmm. So GPS, which was created by a black woman, Miss West. I forgot her birthday. I know her birthday is on there too. GPS, which is created by a black woman. Hey, I'm with it 1000%. I use numerovation for a GPS system. It's a GPS system to me, you know. And somebody put up their birthday 720. Very good. I like that. 20. Remember, 20 is that number. So, but I'm one of the numerologists that will say, or numerovationalists that will say, any number that's preceded by 0 is a potential master number. Is a potential master number. So if you really want to be the master number that you are, you have, because 0 adds high potential, infinite potential behind it. So I always look at anything, like if you're born on the 10th, if you're born on the 20th, if you're born on the 30th of the month, I see high potential all the time. And duly note that numerology, every number has their high potential. But according to the numbers, remember, 11, 22, and 33 are known as master numbers. But like I said, I'm one of many numerologists that say that 10, 20, and 30 adds higher level. And I say that, I write that in my book. I break down the 0 in my book, and I even go back into the dictionary and show you where 0 comes from and its history briefly. Okay. That device not connected. Oh, I think my brother's coming in. Hold on. Let me bring my brother in. Okay, family, hold on one second. I got to bring my brother in with a well-deserved round of applause. Hold on one second. No, before I bring you in, Blue, hold on one second. Let me get my applause button up, because you family. Applause. You know what I'm saying? And you coming in with the fire when you come in, son. We're going to come in with the flyer when we come in, son. Don't worry about it. Okay, wait. Hold on a second, Blue. I got you, brother. I got to come with my sound effects, son. I got to come with my sound effects. Okay, hold on. Wait a minute. I got to turn that off a little and turn this on back. And let me bring on my brother. Without further ado, I'm going to bring on the other half of the pillar coming in right now. I want y'all all to get up and put some, let me see, he born on the 14th. I want y'all to put 5s in all. And let's welcome the one, the only Blue Pill. Come on, Blue Pill, where you at? Where's my applause? Where's my applause? There's my applause. Let me bring on Blue Pillar right now. Everybody put 5. Everybody put 5. He born on the 14th. Everybody put 5 or put 44. Put 5 or put 44. Let's welcome our brother Blue Pillar in the mother flipping building. Where he at? Okay, he's coming up. They said add him. I added him. Okay, come on now. Come on. Wait, you keep on dropping off. I don't know why they keep on dropping you off. Hold on. Let me try the other one here. I know I'm trying, Blue. I'm getting used to this thing here. It keep on dropping you off. Why is it dropping you off? I don't know. Why is it dropping you off? There you go, my brother. There you go. What's up, brother?
Big level light, man. These levers, they not in the back studio, so they don't understand, how you start hitting buttons and stuff, trying to figure this thing out. Well, it takes a little while, but you got it.
44 in there, 5, 44 and 5, 44 and 5. We're going to put it all in there, brother. All right.
Yeah.
And the applause. I love the applause. That's me, brother. That's me all day. I used to do this on radio on WWRL.
I know. This, I love seeing the family get familiar with this new technology, especially families such as you that can integrate, the analog with the digital.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying? And the fact that, because my mother was speaking today about Leroy Bella, Buddy Duckett,
yes,
all of other people who were so instrumental with Black radio at the time that saved.
Look at this. Those who don't know, this is Buddy Duckett's book. His name, he changed his name to Rashan Abdul Hakim. This is his other book too. You got my book. Oh, damn. Oh, brother.
What are they talking about? You know what I'm saying?
Oh, you got me. I didn't even know you got the book.
Yeah, you know, I ain't got a book for you to hold up yet, but
Oh, I'm waiting for your book. You know
that's
I'm
gonna
waiting for your
change.
book,
That's gonna
son.
change. That's gonna change. You know what I'm saying?
I'm waiting for your book. I'm waiting for your mother's book. I'm waiting for KT's book. I'm waiting for all of my eyes book. I'm waiting for everybody's book.
Shout out to my aunt. She looked real good in that trailer.
Yeah, that trailer was tight, son.
Man.
That trailer was tight. And all of y'all are in it, right? All of y'all are in the documentary.
Yeah, yeah, we in it.
If y'all didn't see that Dr. Sabi trailer, I know it's on KT the Arch Degrees YouTube channel. Did you put it on y'all channel yet? I'm waiting for Mr. G to send it to me, and I'll put it on my.
Yeah, I have a repost issue with my
Yeah.
phone. Right, my phone is just acting crazy these days. But I got to download another app that allows me to repost long form video. I can only repost like minute
Yeah.
of video. Yeah, the phones is doing different things. You know,
We in that time, brother. We in that time. Remember 4 rules.
That's what I'm about to say. I'm sure you can explain that with the numbers.
Yeah, I said it earlier. Before you came on, I did a whole dissertation. I'm breaking it down.
I gotta go back. Yeah.
That 4 rules technology, whether good or bad. So we got to just be prepared because they're gonna do stuff in this one.
Is the 4 is you that's Uranus energy?
Yes, that's the Uranus energy. Yes, that is the Uranus energy. Yeah, exactly.
Falling under Aquarian.
Of the Aquarian energy. And remember, Aquarius still has the remnants of Capricorn because at one time they used to share the same planets before they found Uranus. People don't know that 8 is still there, and 8 is ruled. And Capricorn rules the 8, so 8 is still there around Aquarius sometimes. And both 8 and 4 are karmic numbers if you don't pay attention.
So yeah, even with Capricorn ruling the 8. You know, and then when I see, that 8, I also, and I look at Capricorn, I see Saturn.
Yes, exactly.
You know, in Saturn, you find all black. Shoot, this is what I'm saying. Like, this is how you cross-sectionalize this information. Exactly. I overlap mad different things because I moved through different schools. So I said, okay, the 8th placement in the astrological chart is Scorpio. That's death and regeneration. Right? When something turns black, it dies just to regenerate. Even in science, that's an alchemical process. But then when I look at Capricorn and I look at the Saturn energy, you know what I'm saying? And Saturn is 8, but it's black as well. It's the perfect black.
Yep.
You feel me? I make that cross connection. When you look at Santa Claus, you're looking at Central Claus. And Spencer is an alchemical process. And Swar Pete is the soot. The fact that he has the blackamoor midget next to him.
Yes.
Both of them together represent a alchemical process of alchemy, because the whole aspect of alchemy is turning lead into gold. They're just talking about Saturn going back to Leo. The ascension of the sun going from its death in the box for 3 days, which is the 3 months of Capricorn, Aquarius, and Pisces. The last quarter of the 4th quarter of the astrological new year, and then it comes out of that particular box like it just did on the 19th of March. And here we are in April, kicking things off. The sun was super strong today.
Word, I was bathing in it, man.
So I'm like, you know, people be like Gregorian calendar. I'm like, well, should the universe is even listening to the white man's weird science? Because when spring came the first day, it got like 20 degrees hotter out here in Atlanta. The bees came out, the birds in a different song, the trees started blossoming and the pollen fell.
Exactly.
All of that happened on that day, and it ain't been the same since. But today, the first day of April, the sun was kicking off a whole different energy. You feel me? So I know when his birthday is. You know what I mean? So I find credence, to me, I find credence in anything that man does, even if he is attempting to manipulate, because man is activated by divine principles, whether he's scheming or not. Hence the fact that all these people tell the narrative. I'm like, it's impossible for the devil to outwit God, because who's he running that thought through? It has become the operating mechanism of the Most High. If you're telling me that Most High is omnipresent and omnipotent, where does these scheming ideas come from? They can't live outside of that circle of where you're telling me God exists. So to me, the devil is just God in the ski mask. You know, somebody needs to do the dirty work.
I like that one. Yo, you and your brother be coming up with some analogies to me and your brother KT. Big up to KT. And,
Yeah.
as a matter of fact, people don't understand in Chaldean numerology, the K and the T is in a matter of fact, the K no in Pythagorean numerology, the K and the T is 2 2. That's the 4. That's the master number 2 2, which is the 4. So I already know he's a master of what he does. You know what I'm saying? Oh, you got I just showed that book, son. I showed that book. I showed that.
You know what? Look,
you on it. You on it, son.
I'm committed to catching up. You know
Did
what I'm
you
saying?
get this book? You gotta get synchronicity. No,
Ooh.
no. Synchronicity. Oh, but I just read out of it about 44, and it pertains to what is going on today.
Oh, I got to hear that, bro.
Yeah. It's on this. I read it before you came on.
But
It's a powerful book, man. Anytime you get the old books, this is 1931. I showed this earlier, 1931, man. So I got some old books, man.
look,
yes, sir.
you know, because that you pull up a yellow book and it reminds me of the dream books. You know what I'm saying? And to me, it's so disrespectful that we as a people, right? And numbers are to me, they're the throughway to bring together, especially through New York, the Caribbean aspect of who we are as a people, and what they call the ADOS.
Yes.
Or the American aspect, because the people from the Caribbean and the people from the South in New York both got into numbers. And numbers were brought by a brother named Caspar Holstein from St. Croix, you know what I'm saying, who was a porter, I believe they said either on a stock exchange or something like that.
That's right. Lloyd taught about that. Yes.
He would go, Lloyd Strayhorn spoke about this frequently, and my grandfather taught me this information as well. He used to have the New York Times article cut out. You know what I'm saying? He would have it, pull it out of his drawer and show it to me, because he took pride in the fact that this gentleman was from St. Croix. Fictionalized this gentleman by calling him Narcisse Valentine on Boardwalk Empire, played by Jeffrey Wright. That was his character, right? And it coincided that story with the with Marcus Garvey. They fictionalized him in that particular HBO series. So Caspar Holstein brought the number game to Harlem and created the number game. And the number game was something that was able to tap into our spiritual powers, because the women in particular were the ones that came up with the numbers by way of dreams.
Right.
So they would come out of their dream state, they would write the numbers down in their number books, and boom, it was on and popping. But they also had dream interpretations. So they was always also able to go into that mythological aspect of saying, oh, this is what this dream means. It's a fish. Oh, okay, well, what's the number of the fish? And then we just had so many ways that we tweak things. And I felt like that connection kept us rooted and always having one foot in the spiritual realm. And in 1980, New York State, should I say, they usurped the underground number movement by creating the state lottery.
Yep, that's right.
At which time, I think they said that the number game in New York was generating, and this was at its low point. I forget the number, but it was up there. We're talking heavy M's, like 80 million, something crazy. That was our underground economy. And we utilized that underground economy to finance a lot of things, right? That was a lot of a fuel engine that we got a lot of things. We gassed a lot of vehicles up and put them on the road, metaphorically speaking,
of course,
with the money that came from the number game. And it kept us rooted in the connection of always noticing patterns. You know what I'm saying? Once we lost our appreciation to notice patterns or to follow numbers, we kind of lost note of who we are. Shout out to the 5%ers who stress, you have to know laws, mathematics.
Exactly. I got it in my book too. I got it in my book.
You know what I'm saying? When do we stop being mathematically inclined people? Where what we're talking about should not be so far-fetched. I'm bewildered that I've been talking about 44 for like 10 years. and no one has came with their own original version of it or even added on.
Mm.
We still don't get it. I'm like, what's going on here?
Because it's your job to bring it through, Blue. You know
Right.
that. It, it,
I
it, and
explained.
you said your grandfather was heavily into it, right?
My grandfather was a
Mm-hmm.
zealot, when it came to the number 4. That was his number.
Mm-hmm.
And he would repeat it all day.
Mm-hmm.
And he would drive it and drill it into my brain why he had a certain level of credence for the number 4.
Mm.
So I had already had that in my mental.
Right.
And when I
What was
when I
your birthday?
started February 8th.
Okay, so you know the 8 is a multitude of 4, so you know what you see where the two
Yeah,
four.
yeah,
That's deep.
yeah, yeah.
That is deep. And Aquarius is ruled by the number 4. So that's deep too. I'm Aquarius. I know. Damn.
Yeah. Yeah. My grandfather was a stickler for the number 4, even to the point where he told me there was 4 continents and not 7. He said the Americas, North, Central, and South.
Right.
He said Eurasia is one continent.
Mm-hmm.
He said Africa is another continent. He said Australia is the biggest archipelago. He said
Mm.
Antarctica is the 4th continent. And I was just like, yo, I'm riding with Gramps on this. And I
Mm.
would go to school and hit them with that. And then it kind of taught me that teachers couldn't think on their own. They was only restricted to their school lessons and they
Exactly.
couldn't think outside of that box.
Mm.
So it gave me, I'm like, yo, I got information that nobody else has. And it just made me challenge more things. And I had been like that, through my entire life. When I found out something, I would not no more so weaponize it, but I would utilize it to challenge whatever the conventional thinking was.
Right.
So, he was just like 4 is the only number in the universe that you can get to the same divisor by multiplying and addition. So 2 times 2 is 4 and 2 plus 2 is 4. He said no other number, and he said there's an infinite amount of numbers. He said no other number in the universe does that. So to me, the way that I set it up in my mind, I said, okay, those are 2 dimensionalities.
Mm-hmm.
One that you get by way of addition, another you get by way of subtraction.
Mm-hmm.
When I started going to the lectures in early 2000, and Valentine was such a stickler about creation coming from negation,
Mm-hmm.
I was like, because no one ever gives credence to the negative. They was always knocking it, right? Because we live in a puritanical Christian society.
Right.
So who delves into studying that? They just
Mm-hmm.
be like, stay away from it. And I'm like, wait, there got to be some strength and power in that.
Mm.
If God is, if the devil got God on his heels,
Exactly. Yo,
what
somebody
is
just mentioned Delbert Blair
the
too. Somebody just mentioned Delbert Blair. That's
he
it.
got one hell of a hook and a jab, if that's the case.
That's
you
right.
know, and I'm not talking about jumping into the dark side, even though I grew up in the street, you know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
And I came more into my consciousness through that realm than I was, when things was all lily white.
Mm.
Because my modem of eating every day was going into the lion's den, taking food out of the lion's mouth, getting out of the cage and living to tell about it, and then going back and doing it the next day.
Yep.
So my mode of eating, I had to go and deal with white authority figures and outwit them every single day.
Mm-hmm.
Right? I
Mm-hmm.
had no respect whatsoever for them, other than the fact that I had to respect them enough to outwit them.
Right.
So I didn't have the same mentality when it came to, oh, we can't do what? I'm like, we could do anything. Nobody can stop us with our minds if we're thinking and we're executing, you know what I'm saying? And we're looking at this thing mathematically,
Right.
because the only way I was able to get away with what I was doing is I had to have a respect for time. It came down to a split second. So you got to be patient,
Yep.
you feel me?
Yep.
And you to be able to move in light speed. And that's how I was able to do when I was growing up from the age of 14 to about 30 something. That's how I was able to eat.
Yeah.
So
And y'all was on the streets doing your thing, man. I was in the clubs.
yeah.
I was
And
in the
yeah,
dark side with
and
the
then
club.
anytime we was in the club every night, that was the church, that was the temple. That's what we
That's it. That's where you get
That's
to show off your wares and look good in front of
where
women.
you find God
My God, exactly.
and the goddesses. Yeah, you know.
It's the truth, bro. I tell you,
When
we
I
got
say yeah, when I say yeah, you find God, it's like you become edified. You know,
yeah,
you get a sense of value by how people receive you, and once again, flirtation with death every night, and then you
yep,
get away from that, and then you become alive more and more. You're like, damn, I survived that.
yep.
Because when we was going to the clubs, they was shooting the clubs up.
Yeah, I was there. Legend, I
Mentally
was there.
bodying people,
Always.
you know,
For
and people sticky mics stepping over bodies.
Sticky Mike's, yeah, in
You
Manhattan,
know,
yeah.
joint, like yo,
Vinyl, yo, a tunnel. I mean,
the
it was
tunnel, yeah, like you're
yo
literally risking your life to have a
risking your
good time,
life, man. Big up to
just to
Ray and them guys who was in
trying to
there,
have some shorties.
man.
You
Yeah,
know, it gives you a keener purpose, a keener sense, in a different respect for life. You know what I mean? And I'm appreciative of it because even
right.
now, like this is reminding me to have a respect for life. This
Hmm.
this time that we're in. You know,
Yeah,
I'm appreciative of just a breath, just a
yeah,
sniff. You know, a piece of prana. It
yeah.
comes at a full price right now because going outside just to get some good air, you're gambling with your quote unquote life if you believe what the media is telling you. So
Exactly,
um,
exactly.
I'm at the most appreciative place in my life that I've ever been.
And
Um,
and that's what I want to talk about, Blue,
yeah,
because there's a lot of gloom and doom out there, especially through the media, which is ruled by the number four technology and all that. And
oh yeah.
I tell people all the time, you know,
It's mainstream media, right?
yeah, exactly. The
That's
HV media.
13. That's 44.
Exactly. And so, and we got to really, and I think it's upon us as healers in some capacity to help bring that even tilt, that, to make sure that, when you're on a seesaw, you sometimes that person's heavier than you and you really need to even it out. We need to even it out as people like yourself that is teaching. I hear you and 19 Keys online sometimes, and my man, Brent, what's the other brother, Ken?
Ken
What's the brother?
Briscoe.
Yeah, yeah, and a few other brothers you put up there, and the sisters that are coming out, man. We
Yes.
really need to help level the playing field right now, because a lot of our people right now, especially in a master number 2020 year, which is a four, got to protect their mind. It's a mental thing because four rules the mind. So, as far as now that we're going into the fourth month and 20 plus 20 equals 44, what is your take on what can happen, especially before, quote unquote, like Phil Valentine was saying, Hitler's birthday and all that stuff, all that. And then Donald Trump just went on and said we could keep on going until the 30th of April, all of this month. You know what I'm saying? So, what is your take on mathematically, how do you see it going from your perspective?
I have a duty to the community,
Yeah,
to be optimistic
please.
and to be upbeat and positive.
Hmm.
But then also my mother named me Paul, right?
Yes.
So I have a duty to interpret scripture as well.
Mm,
From a distance, I am the church. I'm not in the church.
exactly.
You know what I'm saying? And I also see the writing on the wall and I can't ignore that. You
That's
feel
right.
me? You know what I mean? So, and that's not saying that I'm coming from a negative place.
Right.
Um, I'm just saying that, we're looking at some things up ahead that are going to require a different level of engagement. You know what I'm saying? We're still in Aries. This is about engagement. It's
Hmm.
about confrontation, competition. You know,
Hmm.
the fact that they canceled the Olympics during Aries,
Hmm.
owned it. So we're under a lot of Martian energy right now. That's an active principle.
Yes.
Physicality, you know what I'm saying? That's getting your hands in the dirt. You know, my whole thing is like, I wouldn't want to see I wouldn't want to see us coming out of this without really extracting a full enough lesson from it that's going to activate us.
Yes.
So the fact that I have been tracking a narrative since last year of this day, let's say last year, a year ago today, to
Hmm.
be precise, when Nipsey Hussle made his transition,
Hmm.
and me kind of being cognizant of who he was and what he meant. But when I seen him, transition at the age of 33,
Mm-hmm.
day before the true inaugurated astrological new year, the beginning of the fourth month, I'm like, damn, he died on the last day of the third month. To me, that kind of symbolically represented the last day of a cycle. And that new day, which was now April Fool's Day on the Monday of last year, nobody wanted to joke anymore. So I'm like, whoa, people just got serious all of a sudden
Mm-hmm.
because their mourning was somewhat different because we lost somebody. All right, well, let's say if he wasn't a king, because people say what they say. Let's say he had the potentiality to be a king. If he was doing what he was doing at the age of 33,
Mm-hmm.
what he had been doing at the age of 44. You know what I
Mm.
mean? The world would have looked different if he was able to implement all of his master plans because he was a mastermind. How do I know? Because when I was with him in '07, '08, everything that he told me he was going to do, he did it and more. So I
Mm.
know that he was a force to be reckoned with. And
Yes.
had he been around, Dr. Sabi's documentary would have been out,
Mm-hmm.
right? And the response that we seen to COVID-19 would not have been the same response in terms of people being, paranoid
Right.
and just having no guidance whatsoever, and they're following their monkey minds and their animal instincts, and
Right.
not thinking logically to be like, oh, this is the perfect time to build my immunity. Hey, I'm in the end of winter. A seasonal cleanse is important anyway. Cleansiness is important anyway. It's
Mm-hmm.
almost like the universe put people in game to prepare them for a level of cleansiness or force baptismal for you
Mm.
to prepare yourself for the coming of something that still is to come. It ain't
Yeah.
even get here yet, but it's coming.
Exactly.
And you got to be clean to come to the altar. You got to be clean to come into the inner sanctum. You feel me? These people were not going to do it under their own will and volition.
Yes, right.
So when I seen him make this transition, and I understood the allegories that were at play at the time, I'm like, let me pay attention because I knew that 2019 was about us coming into that 400-year period,
Mm-hmm.
400, right? Coinciding and lining us up with the 400-year captivity in this country, lining us up with Genesis 15:13,
Mm-hmm.
about the children of Ham, the cursed children of Ham that will be in a foreign land for 400 years. Now, whether we believe it or resonate with that or not, our
Right.
people have a date with destiny, right? And they have done enough to put themselves under the dictates of that system. It resonates too heavily in the hearts of our people not to have a resonance.
That's
You know what
right.
I'm saying?
That's right.
You either that's either you or it's not. You know what I'm saying? And if it's not, you feel me? You've been playing this game far too long and imitating another people for far too long. You
Mm-hmm.
should get some benefits of those fringe benefits.
Exactly.
I'm saying, well, goddamn. But if it is you, you about to come into a rude awakening, because a lot of things around you that have been blocking your vision about to fall by the wayside. And you're about to see yourself in the mirror for who you are. Here's the fact. If people are in quarantine and they
Mm.
looking in the mirror and not even recognizing themselves because they
Exactly.
don't have the artificial vestiges to put the you know what I'm saying, the
Mm-hmm.
eyelashes and the
Right.
foundation
Right.
and all of
Right.
that. There's mad IG models that you just don't see on IG no more.
Not no more.
You don't see them. You go to their post, it'd be like March 18th, last post. You don't
Yep.
see it anymore. You feel me? Because they didn't make the necessary contingency plans to go to the Korean beauty shop and buy them out. Then them
Exactly.
joints closed and they stuck. You know what I mean? So people is getting a chance to know themselves. Oh, this is my child. This is what you into. This is who you are. I didn't even know. They like, I'm 21 though. You feel me? But they like, damn, but TV's been raising you. Then the internet was raising you. Then your phone was raising you. Then your tablet was raising you. Then the streets raised you. Then I had my grandparents raising you while I was clubbing with King Simon and Blue Pill and Silver.
In Caribbean City. Temptations. Built for.
You feel me? So I was telling this narrative last year about,
Uh,
yo, we coming into, this removal of this affliction. Our people believe that they got a curse on them. And I'm like, shit, just line yourself. If you don't even believe in the Bible, if you don't rock with that information, I'm like, at least the book is saying that you're about to get your curse removed. Line up and just get showered with that blessing alone. You
mm,
feel me? And so come that time, August 20th, 2019, you know what I'm saying? We experienced that. Then we go into a Jubilee year, according
mm,
to this dictates of this narrative.
right.
The Jubilee year lasts for an entire year, and then you come into your coronation, meaning that now you take the throne, right? Now you have been rewarded the keys to your father's mansion. All of this is allegorical talk. I'm
Hmm.
just saying, for all of the time that you spent in the church getting whooped upside your head with this narrative, yo, this it's here, and you and them people, you and
Exactly.
them people receive your blessings, right? And you
Exactly.
gotta have an open hand to receive. We got closed fists, you know what I'm saying? And we just don't get it. We just getting whipped by our own ignorance. It ain't nobody else at this point because they fighting a fight. They fighting an invisible enemy. They don't know who they swinging at and who's catching them with rights and lefts.
Mm,
You people is so concerned thinking they think about them. Look, they got a million leaks and they
mm,
got two hands trying to plug them up. My dudes, like they hands is tied. You
hmm.
making all the excuses in the world right now for why you don't want to get busy. You know what I'm saying? And follow everything that was told to you about this time. Come up out of her. Do for
Yep.
self.
Do for self.
You know what
Exactly.
I'm saying?
That's right.
Babylon is falling. You should put a put on the fall of Babylon. In financial terms, what that means is, yeah, you should put a put, right? A put options. You should
Hmm.
put a stop on so you can benefit
Yeah.
immensely from the
Yeah.
fall of Babylon. There was an investor who put, I think, a $12 million put on it. And he walked away with $1.1 billion the other week
Mm,
because he put a put option on the fall of Babylon.
mm. Bang.
This is the way that you do it. This is how you build out a whole new reality
That's
and get them back for everything that was never given to you. This is how you walk away smiling and become the hero of your people. Now I don't have the 1 point whatever, you know what I'm saying, to put on that situation. I'm gonna bet on me to say, look, this is a time that we have been waiting on to prove to ourselves who we are, not to the world.
That's right.
This is a personal conversation about you wake up every day and look in the mirror and be like, are you made, you made for this for real? Do you
Hmm.
have what it takes? You know what I'm saying? Because I remember it was all a dream at one point in time. I think I was the age of 5 when my mother asked me, well, what do you want to do when you grow up? And I'm like, I want to save the world. She laughed at me. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
It was good that she did that.
Mm.
See? She didn't enable me. She laughed at me, and that gave me the impetus to grow up to not necessarily prove her wrong,
Right.
but to make it undeniable. And when I say save the world, I'm just saying, look, make sure that you out here putting energy out into the world that is the reverse of destroying the world. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Right.
Exactly.
I ain't on the corner selling toxic chemicals, right? So I could go and spend my money with the divine evils to get their accoutrements and things at the expense of my people, and then trying to rationalize that. Talking about I wanted to move my mama out, but you put your mama in harm's way because you never moved her out, and you turned her neighbor into fiends, and they're gonna do whatever they gotta do to come and get some of that white rock that you got. So you put your mama in harm's way
Mm.
because you
Hmm.
want audience, because you wanted to get with the Joneses and be in the in crowd. I'm saying, yo, in my bloodline, right? The fact that I come from a family of healers, I need to be healing.
That's right.
I
That's
need
right.
to I need to be making sure that the marathon continues. I need to be in the race, right? If my mama and Sabi, because my mother told a story today, she was like, yo, in the 80s, they told them that HIV was contagious.
Yes. That's right.
HIV was contagious. She said that Sabi would never turn nobody away. They came in there with the lesions on their face.
Hmm.
And the majority of people that came into the office on Pacific was homosexual men,
Mm.
right? Sabi was on fire one time. He didn't even rock with them like that. But he never turned nobody away because of their sexual preferences. He dealt with everyone with a level of equality. And she was like, they wasn't masked up. They wasn't treating people like they had the plague or none of that. You feel me? They dealt directly with the people and administered to them the necessary minerals for their body to bring themselves back to a level of homeostasis. Body is the mechanism that cures itself. You feel me? So I'm just like, yo, we have an opportunity of a lifetime. I was always asking myself, like, yo, what can I possibly do that could compare to what my parents did? Because as a ascendant, I don't say a descendant, as an ascendant, you're supposed to go above that. If I'm standing on my ancestors' shoulders,
that's right.
I'm not doing the wheelbarrow, meaning that I'm not gonna put my legs on the shoulders and then face down there so we can roll down the hill. Like, no, you're standing on their shoulders so you can go up.
Exactly.
And you can propel yourself, even if you gotta hop up and catch the dunk. You're supposed to be dunking on 800-foot rims.
Now, let me ask you a question. What's so interesting? Those that are just tuning in, please share this video. We see there's 85 people on the line. Share this, thumb up the video. Of course, you see one of the other half of the pillow, Blue Pill, is here with us right now. And today, when I was sent that trailer of Dr. Saber, which was interesting because universally it is 8. We're in an 8 cycle right now at 44, which is 8, and we know Dr. Sabi born on the 26th, which is the 8. You know, and then my man Nick Cannon is born on October 8th, and he releasing this stuff is like on time. He's right there. You know, what do you think the effects of this whole documentary that's about to hit the world is going to be? What is going to be? Because me and your brother was talking about it from another perspective, but I want to hear from your perspective.
You know, like I said, the reason, like I said last year, when we paid attention to Nipsey, and I called him a harbinger, which means a sign of things to come.
Yes.
You know what I mean? I was like, imagine if he was still here and the documentary came out. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, people's response would be totally different.
Yes.
You know what I mean? The people didn't last a full year. They didn't run the full lap, right? The marathon continued, but they fell off somewhere around, 4 minutes and 44 seconds of the marathon. They didn't make the full lap. The full lap ended yesterday. They didn't make the full lap. They went right back into their sleep state. The minute that, that they put them into fear, they snapped them right out of that. Oh, I'm going to try this remedy. I'm going to build my immunity. I'm going to eat healthy. You know what I'm saying? There is a cure, such and such. I could cure myself. That didn't last. You know what I'm saying? And you always got to have something in front of the people as a reminder. So had they had that documentary, I feel they would have went back to it and they would have been able to build up their strength and their fortitude. They have to have a backboard in order to bounce off of. Anything else, you're going to get air balls, and the people are air balls. You know what I'm saying? They out here airballing. Toilet paper with no, toilet paper with constipation. Like, those two things don't go together.
Don't go together, son.
on starch and blood, but you got all the toilet paper in the world. You're not going to the bathroom. You're actually creating an environment in your body for viruses to live and fester, because the viruses are going to be attracted by the parasites. You feel me? That's the concoction in the environment that we're not talking about. No one factors in Fukushima in September 2019. They released all of the contaminated. Shout out to Aton Edwards, man.
Yes.
Talking about, B.
Yes.
That's what I'm talking about. I got my life straws in here too.
Yeah, me too, brother.
That's what I'm talking about. Like, going into my archive of KTL Radio 2010, the second show that we did was with Aton. We were doing prepared disasterness when all of these earthquakes was going on. We can't pretend like the answers was not always here. We can't pretend like everything possible was not done to prepare the people, right? In continuance of what the elders and the ancestors had already done through time memorial by putting all of this down in books and scriptures. We have real people in real time in our lifetimes that was beating on the drums and sounding the alarms about preparedness, about remaining steadfast. So what, let me go back to the question, what do I see this documentary is going to have the
Yeah.
ability to do? It's going to make a million more people on Instagram want to sell CMOS.
That's funny. Yeah, well, yeah, I know it's turned up, boy. It is turned up. And look, hey, look, if whatever it's meant to do, I'm happy. I'm happy. Whatever it's meant to do, because if it would have been released during Nipsey's time, it probably it wasn't. You know, there's no wine served before its time, so this was the time. This is the time,
Yeah,
and but that was
it comes at a right time.
yeah,
I
indeed.
just, there's going to be a lot of catching up to do, and the race is going to be intensified because whoever's already 100 miles and running, you're going to have a million people coming at you now. You feel me? Is that, yeah, the healers can form a coalition to deal with all of the traffic that you're going to get, instead of people trying to usurp one another's position in the community for the sake of a name or to sell some CMOS. It's so corny what I'm saying. You know what I mean? Because there's more that we can do collectively as a unit than we can do individually, and that's the fate that we look to pay. Unfortunately, in this whole situation, you be like, yo, you try to catch an asteroid, you know what I'm saying, with a catcher's mitt, that don't work, man. Like, again,
Right.
you trying to catch rainfall in the shot glass. Like, why don't you get a tub? You're gonna catch more rainfall. You know what I'm saying? Like, is this things that I'm seeing already that shows that the fractures that existed in this community of non-unification, that we never ironed these wrinkles out. We're gonna pay the price for those things.
Yes,
We're gonna
that's
pay the
right.
price, that in times of peace, when things was still, we didn't prioritize enough to make sure that we got rid of all of the individualism in the community. You know what I mean? Too, not enough people worked together. Not enough people started family businesses with other families,
Exactly.
strengthen that resolve. You know what I mean? So now people are like, shit, I don't want that person in my house. I don't really know him like that. I was
Hmm.
running like I know him. But now you really see who family is.
Exactly.
This
Exactly.
ain't like back in the days when everything was cool and you had your screen door open and they knocked on the window to get some bread.
Yep.
Now it's like you knock on the door and you're gonna get met with a shotgun.
Yep. One or the other.
Yeah, like damn, I thought we was homies though.
Wow.
Like, yeah, you got a 15-room mansion. It's only two of y'all in there. What's
Exactly.
good? Like people just got thrown out of their crib. A million something people just lost their jobs. We can't come up in there with you? Nah, homie. I don't know you like that. Right? But what happened to this blanket unity of blackness that you was trying to sell me 2 months ago?
That's true. That's
You
true.
know, it's just
And
a lot of it's a wake up call and it's a shake up call. You feel me? But I'm saying the beauty of it on the other side of it, y'all,
that's where
is
we want.
redemption. On the other side of it is the beauty of it. On the other side of it, like I said, if you tie yourself into the beauty and the manifestation of how nature's showing up, the
Mhm.
fact that the ozone layer has healed itself, the fact that nature's returning, dolphins are coming back,
Yes.
that nature's overtaking certain parts of cities again. You know what I'm saying? The mother has to restore herself. She's been at war and no one has helped her. She had to take matters into her own hand.
That's right.
So the elders on the continent contacted me. I'm part of this traditional system.
Hmm.
And they wanted to give me my heads up. And they was like, look, there's a hand of man in this, and there's a spiritual hand in this as well.
Exactly.
You feel me? And spirit is gonna piggyback on any opportunity to get the work done and manifest itself. And man think that he's slick. He always think he's slick. So he think that he's outwitting the creator. You feel me?
Right.
But ultimately, yeah, Allah is the best of planners.
Right.
So
That's what the Quran says. That's right. Man
Yeah,
plays
they're playing into the hands of Creator by
exactly.
him utilizing them as vessels and them thinking they smarter than Creator, you
Mm,
know, and they're dumb. But that don't mean that we should just be on the sidelines with the popcorn saying, "Oh, I'm gonna just kick back and watch this movie." You
mm,
got to make sure that your roofing is fortified with titanium, so in the event that Babylon does fall, that you don't get crushed underneath it.
exactly.
You feel
Exactly.
me? Dig your hole, your your metaphorical bunker. Get high if you can. And I'm not saying get smoky high. I'm saying get to a mountain,
Mm,
get to
mm,
a high level where you can see everything from that vantage point. Right? This is time to go to the proverbial mountaintop for that matter. So you can overlook and see what's taking place. You can see things coming. You can see who's who and what's what. It's not necessarily the time to be in the valley, right? The valley is where the air is stagnant and contaminated at. But up high, that's not necessarily where it's at.
yes.
So it's time for us to follow these allegories, man, about how they always said these things was done. Because now the blind is leading the blind, because there's aspects of the spiritual community that don't have this narrative because they're new age, right? So what's your backstory? If you've never seen a time like this, what playbook are you playing from? You're not gonna stay yourself out of this. I'm sorry.
That's true. And it comes with a level of preparedness that we've been teaching for so many years.
Bro, yeah, you was doing the preparation walks out of
20,
New York,
20 some years.
20 something years,
Yeah, man.
right? People wouldn't know how to get out of New York right now if they did what Trump was proposing and saying,
Mm,
yo, let's lock this thing in. Cuomo got up quick and said, that's not quarantine. That's lockdown. That's a siege.
mm,
You can't do that to New York. You feel me? So it's like, yo, what do you do with the people who pay no attention when you was attempting to warn them and teach? Right? Because all of the books talk like this.
mm.
I ain't making none of this up, yo. I'm just reiterating and regurgitating because these niggas love talking about how many books they read, right?
Right.
I'm just talking about one of them books I read. What's the difference? Right? White man wrote all of them according to what you telling me.
Exactly.
I'm just regurgitating and reciting one of them books that the white man read that are primary sources that you have to cite in this community. Or you don't have no credence if you don't got primary sources from a white man.
Mm.
I'm just saying. Well, get up now, right? It's that preface of a one book that the white man wrote as opposed to the other.
Yeah.
Right. So
Forgive me, family. I'm just my brother just texted me from my father's side. His mother just passed on and stuff.
my condolences, man. Like
Condolences,
I
man.
said,
Yeah.
let's
He's in the 5% nation, and he's saying that she passed on from coronavirus
let's
pneumonia.
let's be clear. Let's be clear because we have to respect those who are making transitions. I have been receiving phone calls since Thursday,
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
every day, right? And look, the men are telling me about women that they lost, either they aunties or they mamas,
yep, yep,
and they tight, but they don't have nobody to take it out on.
yeah,
And the women are telling me about men in their lives that they're losing their uncles or their daddies.
yeah. My uncle's in the hospital now. One of my uncles, he's 88, so he's in the hospital for it right
Somebody
now.
hit me up, said 3 people in his family got it.
Crazy,
So this is not a joke. You know what I mean?
right?
People are getting inflicted with something, right? People is coming down and they get inflicted with something, and they checking up quick, out of here, 2 or 3 days. I'm not hearing them stories like you hearing on the news where it'd be the Idris Elba's type of situations. No,
Mm-mm.
stuff is taking people out of here in record amount of time. You feel me? And once again, as a community, we got caught with our pants down because we the leading candidates in all of these pre-existing conditions already. So the family that did not heed the warning and the message about health, I feel bad about how many people is calling my phone, right? that I can't necessarily help everybody, right?
Nope.
Because you got to do for self as well.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm out there. I make myself physically available every single day here in Atlanta to make sure people can get essential items and to
Yes.
help, the young lady run her establishment and get trapped.
Wadada.
Yeah, Wadada,
Yeah.
get
Let the people know that you're doing that, man. Where the address and everything, so people are watching in Atlanta. Let them know.
878 Ralph David Abernathy,
Hmm.
in Atlanta, Georgia. And this is what the elders, they called me. They, you know what I mean? They not on my IG or on my Facebook. They're doing divination and throwing shells, and they called me quick, like, yo, that's not where you need to be at. That's not what you're supposed to be doing.
Hmm.
So it's like I'm even going against the advice of my elder council to be like, but I want to be there for the people. And it's just like, look, make sure that you are, you know, I got chastised by one of my family members. I ain't gonna say his name,
Hmm.
for wearing a mask, you
Oh,
know what I'm saying, and taking all of the net. He said that I was participating in a fear campaign. I mean, the shit hurt me, you know what I'm saying?
right, 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 right.
Because I'm like, young man, like, I'm out here. I don't know who I'm in front of on any given day. You know what I'm saying?
No,
And I can't,
I ride with one too. I
yeah,
ride my
I
bike and I
can't
go to
afford,
these
I
stores,
can't
man.
afford to just haphazardly take a
Right.
chance like that. You know what I mean? I'm not treating people like they got the virus necessarily. Yeah,
I tell people, man.
like, they can still be in a level of proximity to me. I'm doing everything that I necessarily need to do to make sure my immunity is built.
Yeah.
But you're also telling me it's a bioweapon. Shit, if I wanted to take me out, I know how to do it. So
Exactly.
yeah, I'm like, and I'm in Atlanta. This home is CDC. It's a
Yeah.
lot. It's a lot of stuff, shady stuff taking place out here. The Black Hawk hella. I mean, they trust me. They are
Yes.
out here running routes
Yes, man.
already. It ain't even fully start, but they out here. They doing the most already. You feel
Right.
me? You know, my phone be acting crazy. Like,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
it's like, yeah, you online, you giving this information. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's all part of what comes with the territory.
Yeah.
But I'm like, yo, I have to take necessary precautions at the end of the day because I have to be here for family. I gotta
Exactly.
be here for friends. I have to be here for myself, and I want to be available for the community. You know what I'm saying? Um,
Yeah.
like,
You're
hit
right.
me up. How do we order? And people are like being insistent on it. Like, yo, I need to order, and can it get here tomorrow? And just hearing people in that level of distress,
Yeah. Yeah.
and you
Yeah.
like, oh,
That's right. But below, I taught something on my channel called the Pandora's Box, and how in that story you're giving a wife a beautiful gift and then tell her not to open it. That's
uh,
interesting. And then when she opened it, she releases all of this. That means she opened it for a reason, and the release of that it needed to happen because of the gift you gave her. And you naive, people don't realize that you don't do that to a woman's energy, where you give her something nice and then all of a sudden you tell her, oh no, but you guess what, this is a beautiful
yeah,
present that you're given as for a gift, as a wedding gift, but you can't open it. That's
that's
the
the
story
that's
of
the
Pandora.
Pandora, yeah, that's
That's,
Pandora's box, huh?
that's crazy. I
And
was
then
like,
they on her after that.
yo, after she like, look, she like, it's like leaving it on her altar, like, what are you? They telling me I can't open it, and then it's
Yeah,
like, of course,
yeah.
Adam and Eve and the apple and all that. It's a similar story, And so when you bite into that knowledge of good and evil,
Temptation of the
what comes
temptress.
out?
Yeah,
The tempt,
that's
the
temptation.
temptress, yes,
You
of
know what she
course.
about. Like, why would you even do her like that? But
Go, hey,
I I do want to.
I'm gonna have go ahead, promote what you got to promote, because I got to get out, because my father just called me. I got to
Yeah,
deal with what, because
it's
that was
going
one
on.
of his mother, and that and he wants to
My,
talk to
my,
me.
my,
So
my condolences, but
yeah,
this is our reality right now, y'all. You know what I mean? This stuff
yes,
is touching close to home. You
yes, it
know,
is.
you're a
It's getting
healer.
close.
Take a higher road. You're not better than
Yeah.
anybody, and everyone is going to need to come together on this.
Yes.
Send the light, right? That white light of love and protection over the allopathic staff, the medical staff, the doctors and the nurses,
Yes.
right? They
Yes.
need this right now because they got them in a frontline war with no shield, no vest, and no nothing. You
Mm-hmm.
dig what I'm saying? And yeah, light a candle for the families, the melanated families, families and homes around this country who are experiencing rapid loss. We have no idea. These stories are going to come out later on, and we'll see the full magnitude of what this thing is doing. And we could talk about what it is and how I got here at another point in time. But we
Yes.
need to be here for one another during this particular time. So
Yes.
I could be reached at Blue Pillar 44 on
Yes.
Instagram. You could DM me.
I
Blue
got it.
Pillar 44 at gmail.com is the website.
And the
I mean
cash.
that's the Gmail. Yeah, $ Blue Pillar 44 is the
I
cash app.
put it up there.
Water. Yeah, goldwater.com, GOLDEWATER.com. We do have products.
Yes.
If you can order and deal with a preparation. You know what I'm saying? Preparation is a pound of preparation. What they said,
Yeah.
an ounce of preparation is worth more than a pound of, yeah,
Of
that part.
yes. Yes. Like like what my grandmother used to say, prevention is better than cure.
Prevention is better than cure.
Better than
You know what
cure.
I'm saying? So
You know what I'm saying?
let's be proactive. I know
Yes.
we don't practice that much in our community, unfortunately. But
Yes.
now it's time to do some things different, and the energy supports that. Become a new you,
Yes.
right? Utilize, yeah. Treat the April 1st like it's the new year and jump into your new you bag, right?
Exactly.
Set your resolutions and stick to them and your resolve, right? Stick to your resolve. You feel me? Peace, love, and light, y'all.
Peace, love, and light to you, brother. Thank you very much, Blue. We'll
All
talk.
right.
All right. All right.
Indeed.
Peace.
Peace.
All right, family. That was our brother Blue Pill. Want to thank him, of course, for being a part of this mode. I want to thank him, of course, and the family. Remember, we're in this Aprilia season, this spring season. It's all about cleaning and springing out and being your very best, especially in a 4 year cycle. The 2020 represents laying a foundation of your spiritual development and your physical development. And because it is connected to technology, use it for its most positive. And if you're lacking in finance, there's way you can Google everything. You can Google up jobs if you want to read a book for and get paid. Do surveys and get paid. You can do editing and get paid. You can do all kinds of stuff and get paid. Art, if you're an artist, whatever you are, you could be a teacher doing tutoring children from home on their math or their English and get paid over Zoom or things like that. Zoom is free when you're doing person to person, but if you want to do something like this, Zoom and StreamYard costs $20 or $15, and it could go up premium for the premium price. But please do and build from within, spiritually and physically, because as much as it can get, there's going to be a storm coming, and there's a storm happening now. There's always a calm. Where there's a storm, there's always a calm. So I got to deal with this. It wasn't my mom that transitioned. It was my brother's mom, and my father was connected to her at one point. This beautiful sister named Marie, may she rest in peace. She was a very beautiful, and she was from Costa Rica. That father's my brother's side of the family is Costa Rican and Jamaican. My father, so my father just called me, so I have to deal with that. And I just seen her probably the end of last year at my aunt's funeral, because her and my aunt was best friends on my father's side, and so yeah, so they said she was an older lady, so in the hospital, she in Brookdale Hospital at that, she passed on from the coronavirus pneumonia, according. And then my uncle is also in the hospital for coronavirus, I'm hearing. Then one of my cousins, a cousin-in-law, he just survived it and came out. He's feeling good. He's back with his wife and 5 children. So I'm glad it didn't take him out. Yeah, so bring up to the exquisite lawyer beautiful lawyer, cousin of mine. He used to work with Mary J. Blige and law for a few other people in that. So, my family, I'm going to leave with my song as usual. We only have one life to live. Live it positive, stay focused, stay structured, stay disciplined, especially during the times that they're trying to put upon us. But protect your mind. Stay mentally on top of your mind. Remember, the mind is a terrible thing to waste. And because we're in a 2020, which adds up to a 40, which is a 4, remember the 4 rules the mind and it can rule down depression and worry and annoyance. But no, let's change that frequency and listen to the Les Browns, listen to the Ayana Vazan, listen to the Lisa Nichols, listen to the Eric Thomas. Yes, keep up with the news, but don't bombard your mind with too much news and playing it all over the house and all that. Just play it for like 10 minutes. Just get 7 minutes, 4 minutes of it. And then go back to bombarding your mind with positive things. I'm going to constantly put the positive out there. That's why you don't hear me talk about viruses, or you don't hear me put it in my description bar, or put it in my title, this virus and that virus. I don't do that. I'm about creating a solution so you can have hope. And like I broke down the number hope, the number word in the ancient Chaldean, the number, the numbers rule, the rule that word hope is the number 25, which is a 7. And 25 represents the observing and listening more from within before you speak. Observe. So hope represents observing and listening more and then doing the analytical deep research, because it adds up to a number 7, which deals with spiritual growth, spiritual enlightenment, spiritual visionary thoughts. This is the time to do it. Remember, the 2 and the 5 first represents compassion and love and balance, and 5 represents expansion, growth, freedom. So you must be compassionate. You must be in love with not only yourself, then, and once you're in love with yourself, you expand and grow to understand things on a number 7 energy, on a higher level of spiritual dynamics and understanding. So I leave you, my brothers and sisters. Stay safe, stay healthy, stay focused, stay prepared. Good book to get in your arsenal, written by a brother. Preparedness Now is on Amazon and Kindle. Should come in like 2-3 days if Amazon don't uh, do a walkout or something. But it is what it is. Remember my books. If you want to study numbers, get the basics of it. Numbers are simple. People are complicated. It's my book. Of course, promotional, motivational book on how to promote from small level to bigger levels, how to do events and all that. This is my promotional book. No promotion is bad promotion. And I'm always going to big up my teacher. One of my teachers, Lloyd Strayhorn, Numbers and You. And don't forget to support Red and Blue. And I'm going to put Blue's PayPal, email, everything for his email, PayPal, and Cash App, and my Cash App is up. So if this information meant anything to you, please support, show me love, show Blue Pill love, but please support as much as you can. It keeps us doing what we got to do so we can do what you want to do. And remember, if you want to do a numerovation session with me, I'm about motivating and activating your numbers. Please text me at the number that I just posted, 347-496-1022, and set up an appointment with me. Believe me, once you do one with me, I will change the DNA structure of your mind. That's how I do it, because it's all about numerovation and motivating you with your numbers and your birthday so you can be your very best that you can be. Have a great day. I'm going to leave you with my song called We Only Have One Life to Live. I'll see you. Be safe. Take care of those babies. Take care of yourself. Take care of your family. Love and respect. Ashe.
We only have one life to live. Yeah, 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 yeah. We only have one life to live. We only have one life to live. Don't strive on negative vibes, 'cause you won't make it, no matter what they say. You should always try to live a positive life anyway. We only have one life to live, and we gotta live it. Don't even strive on negative vibes, 'cause you won't make it, no matter what they say. We should always try to live a positive life anyway. We all know